This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the Latics Football Phone-In with me, Matt Dean, on my own, because Dave is just about still in Barbados. We do have a satellite link. Just dial in. Here he is. There he is.
Yeah, man.
How are you?
Good. Are you?
Yeah, good. Have you got a sweet tan, Dave?
Yeah, I got a beer. So yeah, I've never talked like this forever. So
Where
yeah,
are you? Where are you now? Exactly.
I'm in the airport because I've had to come home early due to factors. So
Right.
yeah, because you demanded me to come home, but I couldn't get back in time for the phoning. And obviously Latics need me, so I put it on the Latics football phone in just buy me a coffee credit card, so I'm going to come back, I think, business class, if that's all right. We couldn't stretch the first class, so yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
going to
that's
do.
all right. That's all right, Dave. Quids in.
You see my
Obviously,
tan?
you.
You see my tan?
Oh yeah. I thought it was just muck. So yeah, I presume you've had a good time and all that.
Oh.
So
Yeah, it's been
you don't
great. Apart from the cricket's been shockingly bad. So yeah.
Well, I've not been paying any attention to that nonsense, Dave. So you're not. I mean, all right, you're there for the cricket, but you're there to drink pints and lounge around in the sun primarily.
Can't do pints in this country. It's half pints. So,
Well,
yeah.
what the
So I'm on
halves?
about 40 a day.
Yeah, what the halves make. Anyway, Dave, let's crack on. You missed an absolute classic on Saturday. Somebody here who's very eager to talk about it, I'm sure. Right. I don't know who's there. Brad and Gaz are both waiting. None of them have got the camera on, so I don't know if they're actually ready to go. Gaz is ready to go. Oh, Brad was in first, so I'll bring Brad in. Dave, I'm going to put you on mute because it's quite noisy in the background. All right. Hi, Brad.
Hi, lad. You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. It's not been on for a while, so I thought I'd come in.
It's been a while. You were just waiting for you waiting for a classic, weren't you, before you came on?
Oh, an old classic game against Mickleover Sports Centre where it was absolute dire. I don't even know where to start that performance. It was just, I think the players need a long hard look at themselves. Obviously, after the 4-1 defeat against Ebbsfleet, and then I thought, all right, first 10 minutes, get the goal, and we thought we'd absolute steamrolling, but the attitude stunk from 1 to 11 on Saturday. They really knew they needed a long hard look at themselves and letting Mellon down and making him look like a bit of an idiot, aren't they, really?
The thing is, Brad, like when we had that little run and Walking and Barnet and we won another game, didn't we? We won 3 games on the bounce, did we?
I think we drew.
Drew. But anyway, the thing is that my point I was going to make was they were, people said, oh, they were tired against Ebbsfleet, they had a lot of travelling and all that kind of stuff. They'd had a whole week off. They had 2 weeks off. They had plenty of time on the training ground, loads of time to rest and recover from any knocks and this, that, and the other. And like you said, that their attitude and their energy levels and the commitment to that game was well off the pace, wasn't it? Well off what you'd expect from professionals.
Exactly, yeah. It weren't like St. Mellon was on about a baseline performance. They was way under that baseline performance, weren't they? We're just watching a team who were 2 divisions below us just come here and just pass it round, knock it round, and they'll fist for everything, they'll fight for everything. I know it's a big occasion for them, and they even play it's the biggest game in the history, but it's some professional pride we needed. It just players walking around, they were just talking to each other, just weren't really bothered, were they? It was very bizarre. Like it was friendly for him.
This thing about like it's the biggest game in their history, and it's not a much smaller game for us and all that, and that's fair enough. But it's like that for the big clubs every single week.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I remember, did City got someone like Wickham, didn't they, in the semi-final or the quarter-final or something of the League Cup a few seasons ago, and they just put them in the place. Now I know we're not Man City, but what I'm talking about is the attitude of the players is that you go out there with the same attitude, whether you're playing top of the league or bottom of the league or a team in 2 divisions below you. And if you don't, you get found out. And that's what happened nearly. Well, we got found out, but thankfully we managed to get over the line. Now we've got a chance to do it all over again against Hendon. But
Yeah,
I mean,
we've got obviously we've not won an FA Trophy game yet, have we? In 90 minutes, and we
No.
played at Peterborough Sports Centre. Gate said it was away, then it was at home, but we got thumped. Then Mickleover just got it over the line. So Hendon win that. We only, how was it, 3 games away from Wembley, something like that. Then two or three games.
Brad, I remember last year, but talking to you in the bar before the Gateshead game, and I think we were talking about it for the fans only, and like you were getting me all fired up for the game, like, you know, got a chance to get to Wembley, and I was like, yeah, this is, you know, because there's 2 schools of thought, isn't there? I know you were out with your mates in the hospitality at the weekend. What was it like in terms of the divide? Because I'm with you. We need to get into winning habits. Winning trophies, regardless of what competition you're in, is important. Was there a mixed bag in your group of mates to those who are like, oh, I can't be asked for this, and to those who are like, I want to take it seriously?
I think quite a few of us. Obviously, a few. I think we had about 8 of us there. We all said the same, that winning breeds winning games. You get on a run, then it's success. Like, look, I know a few people have said about the FA Trophy, or not many teams get promoted if they win it and stuff like that. But I think Stockport, Wrexham, Bromley, they've all got to the final at least, and they use it as a springboard for the season after. And if that's what we're looking at, then that is something which you can do. But definitely take it seriously. Even like, say, the 2 people with us are Tony and Phil, who are in the 50s. They've seen us at Wembley already and stuff like that. But they said, yeah, we've got to take it seriously. How many chances, how many games Oldham Athletic have a chance to win a competition? Not many, is there, apart from this? No. And getting to the player final, that's it. We're not going to get it for FA Cup. Certainly a long way from that. We're not even in the Pizza Cup, are we? Because we're not in the league and stuff like that. But yeah, you've got to take it seriously. We would have won them 3 or 4-0 on Saturday. Use a bit of confidence going into the league, because we've got a big run of fixtures coming up against Solihull, Gateshead, and Hartlepool twice. It's a busy period, and we didn't rest any players, did we? It was our first team.
Well, that's that. I mean, it's that kind of worries me a little bit, is that in terms of like you said, got a busy period. It's always tough over Christmas time. There's always a chance of injuries and bad weather and all that kind of stuff. Lots of games, but we don't have that depth in the squad to rest players. To players like Mark Kitchen, you know, obviously the obvious example. He's played every minute of every game so far, pretty much this season.
On Kitchen, sorry, just to interrupt. I was speaking to Luke in the hospitality, and he said he's played every game since coming. I thought, yeah, he has, hasn't he? He must be on a mad run. And I don't know a single player who's played as many games in our history, probably.
Yeah, and you know, it's all credit to him, like in terms of how, you know, looking after himself, and I'm sure he plays with knocks and stuff as well, because you can't play that many games without getting bangs and knocks to the knees and the ankles and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, but it's you know, when we had I think it was Fondop on last week, we were talking about when Shez came in and we had like a good enough first 11, but in those winter months, very quickly that dropped off, that first 11, and we didn't have anywhere near good enough a squad. And so we need all our best players to be performing week in, week out, and it's clear at this stage of the season that they're just not consistently able to do it, are they? And what do you think it is, Brad? Because when we spoke to Alex Reid, we spoke to Mike Fondop, when, you know, the general feel that everything at the club is set up really well for them. They seem to all get on really well. They seem to be a good bunch of lads, which you would suggest means that they're playing for each other. They want to win games. They you know, they're telling us when they come on these things, we want to win. What is it, do you think, that is just that missing link when they go out on the pitch?
So what? Obviously, I've seen quite a lot of games this season. What I can see with us, we've got quite an old squad, haven't we? I think, was it Hudson, our youngest player, at 26? I think he's 26. So most of our players are 29, 30, and even older, some of them. We don't have that young, raw players, you know, ones who are not frightened to not make a mistake and just go at players, and they're just raw. And someone like I said, for example, Harry Vaughan, and even Sidney Peck last year, he tried a bit where he ran up defenders and stuff like that. We're just missing that something with a bit of pace. We're a very slow team. It takes a long time for us to transition the ball from defence to attack. We don't hit teams on the break, like hit them fast, and on a big counter attack we're slow. The midfield we all know the midfield is a problem, but I think we need a few younger players in. I think someone who's like a couple of lads who are 21, 22, not probably played as many games. So using the loan market to get somebody from probably say a League One, maybe League Two club who's in and around the first team. I think like Rochdale, they had that Hazel from Fleetwood and he got recalled and stuff like that. We need players like that, just a bit of flair, a bit of players who want to run and want to just not afraid to make a mistake. I don't know what you think about that, Matt.
Well, I mean, what I think it's a good point, and I mentioned on the podcast at the weekend how young their team looked, and Mickey Mellon said about the energy that they had, and you know, the point I was thinking then is it a case that not that the players aren't up for it, but they just can't keep up? Is that what you're saying? Is it that they just kind of they're just off the pace? And you know, if things are going against them, like, you know, the team's just quicker, sharper, they're tired and stuff, they just haven't got the energy levels and the speed to keep up with it. Is that what you think?
Yeah, like right. So when we look at the team on Saturday, we had Hogan at right back. He's not a right back, he's got no pace to get up and down there.
No.
He had Devon Green in front of him, who's got pace but doesn't want to take a man on, and he went off injured. Hallam Mope on the left hand side, he doesn't have pace, does he? And then we move McGarry into the centre mid, who's not got pace. Garner, no, nothing there. No. And Sherwin he's box to box, but he's not quick, is he? I think we're just tired, we're slow, and we just try and see out games because we're just a compact team. We don't have the pace to burst forward. And I think the fitness has improved from when Unsworth left to now. We look a lot fitter, but we're just slow. We're just really slow.
I think you're dead right, to be honest with you. I think you're absolutely spot on. I was surprised with the formation at the weekend when I was looking at the lineup. I thought we were going to be playing three at the back, playing Kitchen and Green as wing backs and having more men up front, but he didn't, did he? And Hope out on the left hand side with Rick Kitchen like that, just nothing came of that, did it? Hogan and Green out on the other side was completely ineffective as any kind of attacking force and stuff. So it was I felt a little bit for Mickey Mellon. I think he's getting to that point where he's like, well, what do I do with this lot?
Yeah,
you know,
there's not. I think most players have probably had a third crack. With Ward, maybe Sutton, because he got dropped straight away, didn't he, after Field? And Ward, he did an all right game against Woking and came off. But they've all had the third crack now, and I think when we're getting into the middle of December now, he's probably thinking about his transfer targets. I probably said we're a couple of short now, because injuries are starting to hit now. Obviously, Lundstrom, we don't know what's going on with him. He was in the hospitality on Saturday, and nobody knew he was injured. He looked fine. He weren't walking fine. No one mentioned anything. But they said it's a knee injury. They're not sure what's up with it. The Green's out for the new year. Reed's out. Yeah. So injuries are beginning to hit, and potential suspensions. I think Kitchen. I think Kitchen is close to suspension now, and so is Sherwin just had one. But these things start to hit, and the squad depth isn't that great, is it?
I think this is the thing with players. I mean, I'm very reluctant to slag individual players off and say, oh, they're just not good enough. Because generally speaking, you know, all right, some we've seen in the past that they're not, a lot of them, the lads that we've had. I think what we're talking about here is it's about the combination, isn't it? It's if you've got too many old legs, you've not got enough pace, you've not got enough of a blend, then everyone struggles. And I think that's what we're saying is that there is, when you put all this squad together and you put this team together, there isn't the dynamics in terms of the pace and the youth and the energy and all that, along with some of those more experienced heads. You need that blend, and we haven't got it. And I know you're a big fan, Brad, of bringing people through from the youth setup and that, and maybe that's going to be something over this Christmas period that is going to be needed, because, like you said, if a few players are out, he's going to have to fill the squad up with other players, and maybe that'll work out. It does sometimes.
Definitely. Obviously we look at Rochdale. They've got, I think, Nevitt at the back, centre half. I think he's a young lad. He's looking at going to Palace. Another one, they just have a conveyor belt of like 1 or 2 players every season coming through and playing like a season and then getting sold on afterwards. And we don't seem to do that. We had Vaughan last year who played and sold on. Sutton started all right, but obviously there's a few people mentioning, is it Alfie Everton or someone like that in the youth team who seems to be scoring goals, and a winger. He might be, obviously, I don't know if he's any good or anything, but he might be one to keep an eye on. But I'm always looking for that, like a youth player. You just don't know what you're gonna get with him. I'd throw him on the bench or something like that, and especially a game like I said, like on Saturday against Mickleover, or when we play Hendon, give him a go. What are you gonna lose?
Well, they have to be blooded at some point, don't they? And the other thing is that next season, we might not even be able to have the youth team because with the funding stops for it, doesn't it? So, exactly. the academy and stuff like that. So that's a bit of a worry. So we could do with finding out who's worth their salts this season, really, and get them on the pitch. So I presume you're going to Solihull at the weekend, Brad, are you?
Yeah, I'm going down to Solihull. We've got a coach, and I'm still pretty confident. I'm still in that mindset that I think we're going to nick a playoff spot. I think we're 10th at the moment. I think we're 6 points off the playoffs. A few teams play each other and stuff like that. I think we're one of them teams. If we get on a run, we are unstoppable. But we're going to have to get on that run somehow. I think it showed last season where the first half of the season we were shit, and the second half of the season we came good and we had that good form. I think something is going like that. I think once we get going, we're gonna hit the ground running. I think we're gonna try and get. I still think we're gonna get 6th or 7th or so. And we seem to play well away from home than we do at home. Again, we're never consistent where we like either or. It's always either or. We're never good at both. But yeah, I think the way we set up, I think, is the way we're good away. I think we're hard to beat, and we hit teams. I think Fondop's very good away from home, but at home he's not so great. So I think we'll beat them on Saturday, and I think we'll get drummed off probably Gateshead because they're a really good passing team, aren't they? They seem to have our number all the time.
Yeah, the thing that I know what you're saying about the away thing, and we do seem to have been a bit better this season, but Mickleover and Ebbsfleet, they didn't sit back. Like they had a go at us, exactly. and we weren't able to pick them off, and so it was kind of the same sort of thing, but we weren't getting the performance of the result, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying there's not many teams who come to Boundary Park and sit back. People say, "Oh, teams sit back," but the teams do come at us and have a go. And I think we just get a bit. I think the crowd, because obviously it's a big crowd. I think there's a few people get restless because we're getting overrun, and it's just one of them. But away from home, we just settled and we just settling together like Barnet. I don't even think we touched the ball for the first 12 minutes. We didn't make a pass.
No, we didn't.
We grew into that game, and then and then I think that's how we like to play. But it's not a good way of playing, if you get what I mean. Like especially at home.
No, right. So what's your score prediction for the weekend then?
I think we'll do them 3-1.
Right, I'll take it now.
Definitely.
Right, thanks for calling in, Brad. Appreciate it, mate. Good to talk to you. All the best. Take care. Right, let's bring Gazza in now. He's been waiting patiently there. How do?
How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, not bad again. Not been on for a while. Apologies. Been busy with uni on Wednesdays. But
hey, it's all right. We're pretty much always here. Listen, it's been a feast of football again. The last 2 games, you must be buzzing.
I didn't do Mickleover. I had something on, but yeah, Ebbsfleet I did, and I've heard enough about Mickleover. Just to add to what Brad said, really, like we've improved a bit, haven't we, since Mellon's come in, but we've not improved nowhere near enough. I was accused of being pretty negative and critical after the Barnet game, but I actually thought we was fortunate, actually. It weren't a masterclass by any means, I didn't think. Like I said, we didn't touch the ball for a while. We were very lucky to go in at 1-1, but equally they were lucky to go in with 11 men, weren't they? So you take...
My brother echoed exactly the same sentiments as you about the Barnet game. He was saying exactly, and when he gets bone in between his teeth. He doesn't stop going on about it. So I heard about it plenty. But he was the same, and I agree with you. I thought in the first half, I thought we were lucky, and we took our chances and we won the game, so we can't complain. But it wasn't like a brilliant 90 minutes.
No, I think it kind of dressed things up for what they weren't really. And then obviously we had the big come down on the Saturday, didn't we? But I thought at Woking previous to that, that's probably been the one game I've been to this season where I thought we deserved to win. And again, the first 30 in that was poor. We weren't really doing much and touching the ball. But I've said it for a while, me. I'm not convinced with a 4-4-2. I think our players are too limited. I think we need to overload an area, and for me, I'd be overloading the midfield. You might think if the players you've got there aren't good enough, why put more in that aren't good enough? But I just think we're so static, and from what I'm hearing Saturday, a part-time team have just absolutely ran rings around them. Every team we play, and it since we've come into this league, looks better at football than us. The players look better than ours. They look faster. I mean, we've gone through 4 managers now in Shez, Unsworth, Thompson for a little bit, and now Mellon. The style has pretty much been similar from all 4 of them. I thought in Mellon's first few games, we looked like we were knocking the ball about a little bit more, but we seem to have gone direct in the last 3 or 4. The right back, which situation you've just mentioned, I mean, it's a shame on the club really we've not addressed the right back issue. But I thought it was an odd one to play Hogan there when we had Freeman and Sutton. If we've not got a right back, or the ones we've got we aren't happy with, why are we playing a system that involves one? Just swap it about. I feel deflated with it. I do.
It's a hard season,
deflated,
guys. I said this at the weekend on the podcast. It's when you've got that kind of like over the up until Frank and the Rothwells taking over the club, we didn't expect anything. We expected things to be bad, and they were, and we expected things to get worse, and they did. And then you kind of have this renewed sort of like expectation and hope. Not to the degree that we expected everything to turn around and be champions straight away, but it does, and you can't help but be more optimistic about stuff. And I think in terms of what you're saying about the other teams, I think part of it is that we see a lot of teams that have been together for a while and that are a team and that have got a bit more balance and a bit more cohesion, a bit more understanding, have played together for a bit longer. Not in every case, but I think often that's what we see. I think we've been through such a turbulent time in terms of personnel that we've been all over. I mean, how many players have been through our books in the last 3 or 4 years? And I think it's that as much as anything, where we've not been able to settle on a consistent side that's part of the problem.
Yeah, right. Yeah and no, because from Saturday, which was our strongest team, which a lot of us would agree on, 5 of those were Shez's signings and played in the first game last season at Torquay away. So you could argue that that's a fairly settled side. I just think I'm desperate to see us play with a bit of aggression. Them first 20 minutes against York at home under Thompson, when there was clearly a reaction. We were high up the pitch. Willoughby and Nuttall when they're on the edge of the 18-yard box when they had a goal kick. I mean, I know we couldn't keep it up for longer than 20 minutes, but that level of aggression was superb to see. And I'd love to see us try and adopt that a little bit more. And I think we're so easy to play against. And that's why Mickleover have watched the Edgeley game and thought, we can get these, just get the ball, knock it round, and it's easy. One of the things that's concerning me, and it's things I'm hearing, whether it's true or not, is that the players, a number of the players, are unhappy with how hard they're being worked, allegedly, in training at the moment. Now, true or not, I don't know, but if you're looking for reasons as to why the match day performances as why they are, you'd have that in a short list of reasons, wouldn't you? I think off the pitch, everything's great in it, and this is why it's so frustrating. Things on the pitch aren't. And I think as a player for Oldham, I'd be very, very comfortable if I was playing for Oldham. It's a National League club it's a Football League club in the National League. I mean, how many other teams in this division are going to Hilton hotels on the day of a game at Kidderminster so you can have a kip in the afternoon? How many of them are having a personal chef making the dinners? How many of them have got masseuses? You know, it's so comfortable, I think, at Oldham. And I just think if you've got a 3-year contract, which like some of these lads have, and you're not playing, why would you go? Why would you go? And I think,
well, that's what Andy was saying on the pod at the weekend
Why
about
would
like
you?
how do
Yeah.
you offload players that are on good deals at this club
No.
to somewhere else? It's going to be
Innit?
tough.
Can go out on a Saturday night in Manchester, and if you're trying to pick up a bird, you could tell them you've got a pro deal at Oldham. You know, it's quite a big catch, innit? And you might only see some of these lads start to really work when them contracts start to run down and they want a renewal.
I think the thing that we've got now to our advantage is none of those players are going to fool Mickey Mellon. And presumably now when he brings them in, I'm not saying that I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying if that's the case, because I don't know hypothetically. But he's said that himself, Annie, that if you've got to meet the bar that he sets. You've got to do what he says. Now maybe this is part of his seeing who's up for it. Maybe he doesn't normally train them this hard, but he's come in. He's a new manager. He has expectations. He wants to see who quits, who doesn't quit, who mourns, who doesn't mourn, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of his assessment of these players. But he's been there and he's done it, so he's going to know what type of character he needs. He's going to know what kind of a blend, like we were just saying with Brad then about the blend of youth and experience and characters. Again, that performance at the weekend, guys, you'd have been, if you were looking at the body language and the way that they were during the game and the lack of leadership and the lack of conviction in turning that game around, it would have made you sick because it's everything you would have hated.
How's that happened though? Because like you said, they've had a week off where you've had a pasting from bottom of the league. They should have been absolutely all over them. And I know Mellon left it till half time, but he took the lad off who scored the goal in Fondop. I mean, if it was that bad in that first 20, make a statement and drag 3 of them off and do something there and then. Because they are letting him down. And the worry here long term is that players always last longer than managers, don't they? Under Unsworth, he brought these lads in. Mellon's not brought any of these, and if enough of them down tools, we could be in trouble. We really could.
Yeah.
Because he's going to struggle to shift some of them on. Some of them, whether we like it or not, are going to be there. I'd go and bring Tollett back me, simply for not because I think he's a be an end all, but his attitude has shown willing. And I'd rather have someone like that around the squad than some of these who are hanging about who have clearly got no interest whatsoever. But I can't fault them for not going. We're in a cost of living crisis. They're not earning millions.
No,
they're not going to go and take less money when they don't need to.
Got a contract, haven't they, at the end of the day? So it is what it is. But I mean, I'd like to. Well, I think the difference between where we are now with Mickey Mellon, certainly from a fan's point of view, and this is certainly something that you are no stranger to, guys, is that the fans are a lot more, I think, willing to give Mellon a bit more time and a bit more confidence. Fans have taken to him a lot quicker than well, obviously many never took to David Unsworth for various reasons, but I think there is that kind of understanding now that we're going to have to just kind of like ride with it and see what happens.
Yeah, his assessment of the game Saturday was brilliant. I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but he mentioned about the keeper. He went, "We don't have a problem with him," which was saying we've got problems with a lot of others. Without saying we've got a lot of problems with others. So I just hope for Mellon's sake that we can get some players out, he can get some in, because he's proven in at this level and he can obviously make something happen, but he needs the tools to work with. It's all a bit predictable, innit? You know Hope's going to be on the left, you know Green, if he's fit, is going to be on the right, and I think we might. I think for me, let's mix it up. Get higher up the pitch. Get more bodies up the pitch, and just get in teams' faces. And these players have got to do better for Oldham Athletic. For fuck's sake, you've got to do better. Come on, please. I'm sick of this shit. Please do better for Oldham.
I know. I mean, we've got our mate, the Heed Army podcast here, saying about shot that Horgan isn't grabbing his teammates. Obviously, played for Gateshead and he knows what's needed at this level. But yeah, I mean, it's down to people like Hogan, but it's and we see it a bit from Norwood and we see it a bit from McGarry and that, and they've all got you do, it's a cliche, but you need 11 captains out there, don't you? You really do, especially in games like that where the mentality is these are not worthy of being on the pitch with us, and we're going to show them why. Not these are not worthy on the pitch, being on the pitch, and then just expecting to win. You've still, doesn't matter who it is, you've got to earn the right.
Put them
to
in the
play
place,
and win.
like you said.
Yeah,
Put them in the place. What do you think they're saying to each other at half time? What when they're looking round after each other at 20 minutes, going, "Fucking hell, we've not got the ball here." They've got to do something. They've got to do something. And then, I hope punches were thrown me after that game in the dressing room. That's what we want.
I'd like to see a lot more visible. I saw Sheeran throw his arms around briefly, but I'd like to see him get a lot more annoyed with each other and a lot more. And because I know from personal experience on football pitches that if you get angry with each other, you start wanting to prove each other wrong.
Absolutely.
And it should be firing you up. You should be saying, right, I'll show you now.
Yeah.
And getting each other going. And sometimes if the game or the opposition or whatever it is can't give you that kick up the arse, sometimes you've got to wind each other up and get on each other's back in the game to get that going. And I don't see enough of it. And you know what? I remember having been at that Meet the Manager with Keith Curl, and we were having the same conversation then. We've still not got enough of those characters in the squad.
No, dig someone out. If someone's not done the job, if someone's let the ball bounce, dig them out. Yeah. I remember McGahey doing it to Bambula at Newport away under Shez just before we went down. Bambula gave the ball away, and I think we conceded, and McGahey absolutely sprinted about 40 yards and got in his face and just dug him out. And just sometimes you need to see that, don't you? It reassures you a little bit that actually they do care. But I don't know if maybe Saturday looking round in disbelief and shocked that these lads are better than what they thought they were going to be. But like your professional pride, do something about it. And you know, if Mellon can't shift some of these on, we've got to get some loans in. I don't know why we haven't got any in already, to be fair, but we've got to get some bodies in who are going to show some fight and some quality, because the playoffs are in reach. Everything is so good off the pitch. How much longer can it be shit on it?
I honestly, Gaz, think that it's going to change. It's going to improve. I mean, I think we'll finish this season better than we did last season. I still think given a bit of good management in terms of wheeling and dealing, ins and outs, I think that Mellon can get us into the playoffs. We'll just have to see. The thing is, it's hard to get excited when you go and win a couple of games. I thought that the benchmark performance was walking. I thought that because keeping the ball and passing and being organised, I thought that's the level we need baseline level we need to get to every week now. And we've not managed to have that kind of composure on the ball since that game. And so it's hard to it's hard to get up for the wins, because you're just kind of expecting, well, it's only going to last a game or two and then we're going to get back down. And that's why the atmosphere, it's hard to build at Boundary Park and within the fan base. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Again, like, it's always a glass half empty, it sounds like. But what the run of form Woking were in when we met them, was
it was
well timed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Same
with Barnet as well.
Similar. And again, and when I dug Unsworth out for them that last bit of form last season, because we beat Scunthorpe, Yeovil, teams who got like 4 points out of 50 between them. And I know that's not quite this situation, but I still don't think we've hit a run of form yet. I know we had a couple, that was a back-to-back win. We had the 3 wins under Thompson. But I still don't think we've hit that run of form where we're playing well and winning games.
No. Oh, definitely not. No.
But, I mean, there's no sign of it coming at the moment. What is going on in the week has to translate onto the pitch sooner or it has to. It has to, because
it will, and that's why, and I think that's why this kind of like the state of mind that we're all in is a bit kind of underwhelmed, and it's hard to because it can be a long season, as we know. Like, when it's like this, you just have to you temper your expectations to some degree, but then it just becomes monotonous, and you don't. We've had enough of the monotony, haven't we? We want a bit of excitement and a little bit of.
I mean, I've no stats on this. Someone can have a look at it, but I've got a feeling off the top of my head that we perform better when we've got Saturday, Tuesday. I think when we seem to have a rest, we're poor. Someone look up for that, if whoever's listening. But I think our best results seem to come when we have a cluster of games.
Yeah, I mean, I think there might be some recent evidence to sort of back that up, in terms of earlier on in the season. Maybe when you get on that, because sometimes if you get a win or two in that run, because you don't have to wait for the games, you just kind of you bang, 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 aren't you? So I don't know, mate. Look, this is Latics, and we'll be having conversations like this for a lot longer. I'm sure. But maybe we'll win the FA Trophy and we'll have a day out at Wembley, and it'll just be like living the dream.
I want a day out and win. I don't want a day out for a day out and get beat. I'm not having this nonsense that it's a day out. No, let's get there and win.
Oh yeah. No,
I don't want a day out and get beat.
No, me neither. No, me neither. I just there are certain clubs, and I'm not comparing us to Newcastle United or Tottenham or whatever, but there are certain clubs that just struggle to win stuff, and it becomes like a thing. And we've not won anything. We've not had any success for 30 years. It's a lot, and Everton again, a long time. So we getting into the habit of winning starts with winning something, and if that's the FA Trophy, then that's great as far as I'm concerned.
Well, draw's been very kind, hasn't it? So we've got another chance to put a team in the place. We can't complain about the draw, but playoffs are priority for me. But absolutely,
100%,
we can win this trophy. Yeah.
Are you going on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, we'll have a good day, whatever happens. I've got a Christmas do, so I can't go. Which starts at like 1:30 or something. So I'm expecting to be rough on Sunday for the podcast. All ends up, but hopefully I'll be rough and we'll be talking about a win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I've found Solihull, they're a decent side, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think if we the lineup's going to be different in it because Green's injured. But if we're not bringing anyone in before Saturday, I do think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough.
Think he'll play Gardner out on the right again, like he's done before?
I mean,
well, we had Lundstrom then, though, don't we? Lundstrom's injured, so that's maybe not going to be the case. We'll have to see, won't we?
I mean, I know he's probably playing the 4-4-2, thinking right back to basics. He keeps saying he likes to keep football simple, and at this level, fair enough. But I don't know, Matt. I'm just going to get pissed.
Go and have a lie down, mate. So it's getting too much, isn't it?
I'm going to get pissed.
That's the Latics motto. That's the way we do it, mate. Right. Yeah. Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Nice
have a good one.
Mate.
Take care. All right. Last call of the night then. It's Ibster. All right, Ibby.
Hello, Matt. You all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
Where's Dave today?
He's in Barbados, Ibby.
All right. I hope he's all right.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Yeah, he called in before, but it was a bit of a bad connection, so he packed it in. So I'm just buzzing here, feeding off all the positive energy and excitement about the second half of the season. How about you?
Yeah, same as me. You did a very good podcast, and some good points being made on that on today's show. It's time that Mellon start signing players because we can't afford to carry this on the way things are happening. He needs his new players in because we're in a good area for the playoffs. I don't want to miss out on the playoffs, Matt.
No, me neither, Ibby. Me neither. I think there will definitely be signings. There's going to have to be signings, and I'm sure that I'm sure he's meeting with the board. I'm sure he's having conversations about who can stay, who can go, how they can figure that out. It's the problem is you've got contracts. It's contract law at the end of the day, isn't it? So it's not easy to turn it around midway through the season. But I think like it's been mentioned before, I think if we could get a couple of good loan signings, that might be a good start.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. I agree with you, but the club has to make this happen so we can start believing it because he does need a bit of help. And the signing needs to happen because all these players at the club are not all his players. So he deserves to be given an opportunity to sign his player because since he's come in, results have picked up. You can see slightly things are changing. But the main thing is he needs his players, and I don't want another waste of season. We're in the cup thing. I hope we go a process with that and go to Wembley, because it would give us a benefit.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's psychological and it's good for the players. And I think, like you said, I think getting into the playoffs is really important. You can't guarantee that we'll win the playoffs. Andy on the podcast has been saying that, you know, in order to win it, we're going to have to win all these games on the bounce and away from home. And we've not been able to do that for a long time. And I think that's a fair point. But I think the experience of being in the playoffs is really, really valuable and really, really important. And it actually fires players up and makes them even more hungry to succeed next season. And I think from the fans' point of view, it just gives us the belief that it's, yeah, okay, playoffs this season, we didn't do it, we'll go again next season. So I think it's really, really important that something good comes out of this season, and that might be success in the FA Trophy. Ideally, it's a success in the playoffs. Well, there's got to be something tangible for us to grab hold of and say, right, yeah, we're going in the right direction.
Definitely, Matt. I fully agree with that. I was about to say that myself.
Yeah, because it's hard work, isn't it, Ibby? Just every season, just like, you know, just getting your hopes up like you do as football fans at the beginning of the season. You try and be up for it. You try and be excited. You try and be committed to the season. And then as you start to get to this stage in the season and you start to struggle, it's hard work year after year after year, isn't it? You just need a bit of. We just need something to hold on to so desperately.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. I just hope that the club doesn't fail Mellon, because he needs his signings. That's the main thing, what we're asking, but it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
He has to shape few players out, and it's very hard running a club. It's not easy. But at the moment, he deserves the opportunity to bring his players, and his target is the playoffs like everybody's wishes. And whatever happens in the playoffs, if we win it or we lose it, we will bounce back from it much better next season.
Yeah, I think we're on we've bottomed out, and you know we're starting we're starting that climb again now. But how swiftly we go, it remains to be seen. But it's never going to be as fast as we all want it to be. You know, we would love to have gone back up first time of asking. That was obviously not possible last season. We'd love to go up this time of asking. That's still possible via the playoffs. So, but we'll have to wait and see come May if we've made it. But I just, like I said, I've said it on the podcast and the phone. I would just love to have a good Christmas period for starters, because we just never have a good Christmas period, and that's coming up now. The fact that we've got Gateshead, you know, who have been far better than us whenever we played them recently. Hartlepool, they're going to be tough games, so just have to keep our fingers crossed. But it starts on Saturday. Do you think we'll go to Solihull and bring anything back, Ibby?
Yeah, I think we will beat them, because we deserve a win. And I'm going for 2-0 result, but we can beat anybody in this league if we can get few results together. And we need to start delivering, because we're at a very important part of the season now, Matt, where we can't afford to lose games on the cheap. We need to go on a little good run, and it can take us anywhere.
You can really fall behind at Christmas, can't you? That's the problem. If you do lose a few games, because other teams go on a little bit of a run and they start putting distance between you because there's a few games. So yeah, it is that difficult time of the season, but it's the season to be jolly, Ibby, apparently.
Yeah, just finger crossed, Matt. We'll all be looking forward to a playoffs, because that's what we want. I want this club to bounce back up. We've been through hell.
Yeah, it's going to be great when it happens, Ibby.
Absolutely, we're going to throw a party, everybody.
Oh, it's going to be the biggest party. It's going to last for days.
Yeah, and then the press will put it all in the newspapers and the media that Oldham have bounced back up.
Oldham are back. I can't wait, Ibby, to be honest. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. But
yeah, look after yourself, Matt.
Listen, I will. Thanks a lot, Ibby.
Yeah, bye-bye, mate.
Take care, pal. Right, so there we go. 44 minutes of quality Latics football chat. I think you'll all agree. We're going to close it. We're going to close it there. I'll just give you a quick advert for the Christmas do. If there's a few of you, get your tickets. You get one for free. On Friday, the 22nd of December, join us for the Boundary Park Alert System Christmas Do at the Cotton Rooms on Rock Street in Oldham. Yes, it's £20, but for that you'll get to enjoy a delicious pie and beef paste supper, live music, special guests, and the kind of entertainment that you will not find anywhere else. We'll be taking Mad Friday to a whole new level. So visit ofcpodcast.co.uk/shop to get your tickets before they sell out. See you there. Yeah, you don't want to miss out on Sexy Dave's Barbados tan. So make sure you come along and see him there. What's going on with my screen there? I am. Right, that's it. Check out what's happening in the Champions League, I suppose. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting in touch and chatting to us, Brad, Gaz, and Ibby. And if you're going to Solihull on Saturday, make sure you make plenty of noise. Have a great day. Cheer the lads on to a win. And then listen to the podcast about it on Monday morning. So thanks for getting involved, and we'll see you soon. Ta-da. Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit ofcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latics Football Phone-In every Wednesday live from 8:30 p.m. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.